We all want to see the results of our hard work. Creating goals is an important part of your training initiatives, but you have to be careful about making the right goals. That's where the SMART framework comes in. Let's say for this scenario, you're doing training for medical or healthcare. And let's learn about the SMART framework and see how it can help you make goals for your training. The S in SMART stands for specific. You need to be specific in your goals, not broad. In the healthcare example, a broad goal is that we want people to be trained on how to be safer. Instead, a better, more specific goal would be every worker has to complete HIPAA and OSHA training annually. M is measurable. You need to make sure that you have real metrics that can be measured to base your goals on. It is important that your platform allows you to capture those metrics. In healthcare, going back to our previous example, every worker has to complete HIPAA and OSHA training annually is somewhat measurable, but what would be better is every worker has to complete HIPAA and OSHA training annually and have passed the corresponding quiz with a passing grade of 80% or above. A is achievable or attainable. This requires a little bit more research and communication with learners. It's often the case that goals are made without listening to learners and their feedback. Going back to the medical example, every worker has to complete HIPAA and OSHA training annually and pass the quiz with a passing grade of 80% or above. You should be asking yourself when you made that goal, is it really attainable to have them do it all once a year? Or is a score of 80% too lofty? Realistic or relevant? Is the specific goal you're making actually relevant to learners? With our medical example, every worker has to complete HIPAA and OSHA training annually. Is it really necessary and relevant for all workers to complete this training? Another way to keep training relevant in medical specifically is by utilizing VR technology, which is a safe way to get as realistic as possible. Finally, T is for time frame. Making sure your time frame is tangible and realistic is important. It's important to set hard due dates as well as due dates that give learners a reasonable amount of time to complete the training. Going back to our medical training example, every worker has to complete HIPAA and OSHA training every year by March 3rd. This example includes the time frame element. Including all of the SMART principles into your training ensures that employees get the most realistic and comprehensive instructions possible. It also helps create a system where not only upper management benefits because realistic goals are more likely to be met, but learners have a system where it is paced for them to succeed. So let's make a SMART goal for another medical example. Here's the broad goal. New hires will complete onboarding medical device training to help improve skills relevant to their role. When we use the SMART goal guidelines, we get something instead more like, by the end of a 3-month training program, the medical device training technicians will be able to accurately operate and troubleshoot 5 key medical devices used in our healthcare setting, with a 95% success rate as measured by practical exams and feedback from supervisors. Part of making sure you can succeed at reaching your goals is making sure that you have the training resources you need. At Knowledge Anywhere, we have over 25 years of experience and the training resources to help you reach your goals. Contact us today.